Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the coaching community, the book business bosses, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth. And welcome to my Live Your Best Life Africa Facebook group. Welcome, my brothers and sisters on the African continent. Love you all and appreciate your fellowship and your connectivity. And I trust that something I say will help you and bless you along your way. So I trust everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving here in the U.S. We celebrate Thanksgiving Day. They don't necessarily do that around the world, but we do. But for me, Thanksgiving is every day of the year. I'm thankful for all that God is doing in my life, and I'm thankful for all that He's doing in yours. And so today is Sunday, and my topic today is, and we'll talk about, as they say, the business and church and inspirational announcements later. But for right now, we're preparing for the crossover. Go through the camp and tell the people, get your provisions ready. 3 days from now, you will cross the Jordan here to go in and take possession. I recently wrote an article that's going to be in the next Envision magazine that's going to come out. As you well know, I have a show, Live Your Best Life, on envision-radio.com, but they also have a magazine. And so I turned in my article, and and it was titled The Crossover. And so I was just thinking about the crossover, because we're getting ready to cross it over into a new year. Good morning, everybody. Please like, comment, and share. And good morning, good morning, good morning. So, good morning, love. How you doing? Now, if you're in need of an illustrator, reach out to Miss Ezio. Uh, and she's been doing quite a bit of work for me lately, but she's a wonderful illustrator. So reach out to her and commission her to do some work for you, especially with the children's books and otherwise. So, good morning, everybody. So, crossing over. So, thinking about crossing over. Now, for me and for those of us that are in business, the crossover sometimes is a crossover into the next week. Sometimes it's a crossover into the next month. Sometimes it's a crossover into the next quarter. I had somebody ask me, Julia, I didn't know you were in finance. Are you a CPA? And I said, we're in fourth quarter. I was like, anybody who's seriously in business knows that fourth quarter is a major quarter. That's where you tally up everything and figure out what you got, what you've done, what you've accomplished this year. What did you say you were going to do in January? Did you get it done? Did you get more than you intended? Did you get less? Is there still some things that you need to do? Some ends you need to meet? Some meetings you need to have? Some phone calls you need to reach out to people so that you can determine whether you can do business going into 2022. So, preparing for this crossover can take a different connotation for different people, because we're in this is the last Sunday of November. We only have, as of this taping, we only have 2 more days left in November, and then we have 31 days in December, and that's it. And then we cross over into 2022. Now, myself, I have already been booking, thinking, planning, preparing, praying hard about 2022, probably back in August. July, August, September is when I really start thinking about fourth quarter and then first quarter. I don't wait till now to do it, but some people, they do. They push hard at the end, and I suggest that. Thank you. Uh, oh, enjoy my birthday morning. Happy birthday to you, love. Hey, Miss Mary, how are you, love? Yeah, the very Devin. Good morning, ma'am. How are you? So, preparing for this big crossover, as I said earlier, can look different for a lot of different people, and but you still have to prepare for it. So, in this scripture text in Joshua 1:11, the children of Israel were preparing to go into the promised land. They had to cross the Jordan. There was just, they had to get themselves ready, and we're talking about probably 1 million people, so that's a whole lot of people to get ready. But Joshua, Moses was dead. Joshua was the person in command. I know that we've seen a lot of our predecessors go on, our family members go on, but we're chosen. We're still here. We're still breathing and above ground. So therefore, we've been chosen for this time and this season. So therefore, it's time to prepare for the crossover. If we live in the January 2022, we got to get ourselves ready for it. So first off, I always start at the beginning. I always go back to the beginning, to the foundation, to my roots, to God. God promised me some things. He has the plan, and He's got all power and provision. That's just it. That's where I start. That's the basics for anything when I get ready to do some things. And a lot of those times He says, "Don't do anything. Do this. Don't do that. Stop that. Remove that. Get rid of them. Get rid of her. Get rid of him. Don't do business with them." It's all a process. But I'm standing on God's promises. For one, He promised never to leave me nor forsake me. He promised that He has a plan for my life. He knows the beginning from the end. He promised that He was Jehovah Jireh, our provider. So that's what I hope in, because I don't know the future. I don't, I don't have a any kind of inside track. I just know what He tells me. And sometimes it's a walk by faith and not by sight. Sometimes He doesn't tell you what's going to go on. Like in 2019, we didn't hear all about the world's going to shut down in March of 2020. No, because He wants us to actually need Him and rely on Him as we go. We didn't have a lot of the heads up for that. So therefore, we have to hope in God, period, because we can't put our confidence in man and flesh. So that's where number one. Before, when we plan to go into this crossover of 2022, we don't know what's going to happen over there. Don't have a clue what it's going to look like. We know where we are now, which is very uncertain, but we know that He sees everything. He's high and He looks low. He knows everything about everybody. And that a beautiful confidence for me. That's it. So number one, I have hope in God's promises and His plan and provision. He will provide the emotional support, the power that I need, the instruction that I need. When I get in a crisis, He's going to get me out of it. If I pray to Him every day and ask for His guidance every single day, He will tell me. He will provide bread, food, shelter. He's going to supply all my needs according to His riches and glory, and He's not out of riches. He owns. He said, "The silver and gold is mine, and the earth is the Lord's. The earth is the Lord, the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein." So that's something that we stand on as we prepare for the crossover. Number two, inventory of your house. What you got in your house? Well, y'all know I got a whole lot of books. Y'all looking at it, a whole lot of stuff for my business. But sometimes you have to take inventory not only of your physical house, but your emotional house, your physical house. Your house in the Bible is always typical figure of your whole life, everything. So your money life, your money house, everything. Take add up the cost, total up the cost. What we got, not not so much what we need right now. We got to figure out what we got. We can't, I tell my husband all the time, no, they promise to sign, they promise to pay. Until they pay, until they sign the contract, it didn't happen. And we keep moving. But what's actually in your house? What do you have? Who's on your team? Who can you rely on? What family members can you call? What family members, they'll pray, but that's all they got. And we take the prayers and run on. So the inventory of your house. So that's number two. Number one, we stand on God's promises, His plan and provision. That He has the plan, He has the provision, and He promised. And He's not a man that He should lie, neither the son of man that He should repent. If He said it, it's going to happen. So we stand on it. Number two, inventory of your house. It's that time of year that you need to say, all right, what are, as we used to say in school, what are the big rocks? What are the big focuses that we have to focus on for that we need to do, that we have to do now, and we have to do in the future? Those are givens. It don't matter what's going on. We got to do these things. So the inventory of your house, what you got? What's in your house? And then also, and it's amazing because, speaking with Mary Evans, Just we text this morning, and she was talking about God said you got stuff in your hands to raise money and to raise capital, raise funds. You haven't even put it out there. I gave you gifts and talent. So that's number three. The abilities of your hands. It's like the old song, Reverend Clay Evans used to say, you crying with the loaf of bread under your arm, talking about I'm hungry, and you got a loaf of bread on your arm. You got abilities in your hands that you haven't even put a price tag on. You haven't launched it out there. People don't even know you do that. You could be missing out on funds and money and abilities that God has given you, and you waiting on God and he waiting on you. So what are the abilities in your hands? What has he placed? What gifts, talents, and abilities has he placed in your hands? And a lot of times, I was on a call too this morning already, this morning, and I'm like, I see it, but you don't see it. There are some things that people have gifts and talents and abilities that when they come to me and talk about, I don't know, and they got all the pieces, and I see it so clear. I guess that's the reason why I'm a business coach and a writing coach, because I see the whole thing just as clear, and they're fumbling and groping in the dark. So that's what my job is, to help you get clarity. But he's put abilities in your hand. The gifted should never be broke a day in their life. The gifted, if you have abilities and gifts and talents, you shouldn't. My daddy said you'll never be broke. He put gifts and qualities and abilities in your hands, and some of you are just broke because you want to be, I guess, because you can do so many things. And if you charge for it, if you let people know that you're available to help them do it, they're sitting over there with a need, and you're the solution. God, make me an answer. Make me a solution to somebody's problem. Make me, give me the information, give me the ability. The ability is right there in your hands. He's given you gifts and talents and ability. I believe that's the reason why people are having a shortage of staff, because people have gone into business. And I know that's the argument for another time. Another people like, oh, people just don't want to work. I don't know. I think they're working doing something else. I think they're working for themselves. And there may be some who don't want to work, and that'll always be with us. But there's some people who said, well, wait a minute. I think I can do this for me. Instead of building your kingdom, I can build my own. So what's in your hands? And then the last thing is, which if you're in business at all, because I know yesterday was Small Business Saturday, but I never say small business. I say super business, because with technology, you can be making $1 million and you just sit in your house. And then the last thing, what's passion in your heart? What do you really want to do? What do you really love to do? The passion in your heart. Think about, even if nobody paid me, what would I be loving to do that would just help me wake up in the morning and get me going? Nobody has to tell me. Nobody has to drive me out of bed. Yeah, I may have an ache in my knee or something happened in my back, but the passion I have for what I do drives me to get out of bed every morning, and I'm like, there, I'm on it. I'm a self-starter by nature. And sometimes I just want to sleep an hour longer, and I do. But I still get it done. So what's the passion in your heart? Thinking about that. God's with you. He's giving you the promise. He's giving you the plan. He's going to give you provision as you move, as you go. What's in your house? Now, number two, what's already in your house? Number three, what does he place in your hand? Gifts, talents, and ability. And then thinking about what you're really passionate about. As I get older, I really, there are some things that I'm always going to have to do that I hate, dishes and laundry and whatever. But then there are some things that I'm just passionate about, that drives me and gets me out of bed, and, writing and helping people write, and helping people get their books out there, and helping people launch businesses, and help. That's passion of mine. But having boundaries, limits, and all that. And when people bring me ideas, I have to consider, okay, I can do that, but should I be doing it? Do I have the fire to do that anymore? Or is that something I should pass on for somebody else to do, or incorporate that as something to outsource? So figure out, as we head into the end of the year, what do you love? What do you love doing? And spend some time to it. Yeah, you got bills. Yeah, you have a job and you're not able to retire, but have at least a goal where you're headed to. And if you could just do it on a Saturday, or you do an hour at night, or something that you can do, that you do what you love, and you don't have anybody dictating and telling you and change. You your own boss. Oh man, it will no longer be work. I trust that helps you. Preparing for the crossover. Are you ready? Are you ready to get over crossover into 2022? Are you ready to cross over into December? Are you ready to cross over into the next phases of your life? Get yourself together. Get your provisions ready. God told Joshua in 3 days. So a lot can happen in 3 days. In 3 days, we'll be in December 1st. In 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3 days. You ready? Let's get ready for the crossover. God's got the plan. He's got the provision. What's in your house? Look around. What's in your hands and what's in your heart? Awesome. Awesome. Well, good morning, everybody. I know I've been talking. Hey, AJ, thank you so much for being my scribe this morning. Hey, Miss Stephanie, you got it. I know it. Hey, Kalina, how you doing? I'm headed your way. You're welcome, baby. I'm headed to Dallas on Wednesday. And by the way, while I'm announcing that, I will be at the Black Child Book Festival, Book Fair on Saturday, December 4th. And let me tell you where I'm going to be. Where am I going to be? Where am I going to be? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Where we going to be? Where we going to be? Let's see. We're going to be at the Black Academy of Arts and Letters. And it's on Canton Street in Dallas, Texas. Well, from 10 a.m., that'll be Central Time, to 3 p.m. Come out, get your books, meet authors. There'll be readings, all kinds of activities. Just come on in. It's free admission, but of course, support the authors that are there. So we're going to be in Dallas, Texas. I'm looking forward to having some good food while I'm there. Yay! Been ready. Well, come on, AJ. I know you ready. I know you stay ready, baby. I know you ready. You stay ready. I know it. You're always looking on the next, preparing for the next, and I understand that and definitely realize that. So tomorrow is Cyber Monday. Buying online and cyber um, all kinds of electronic tools, and I have all kinds of resources at juliaroystonstore.com. The discount code for 25% off the entire store is Royston Thankful. So visit there. I had Black Friday bundles, all kinds of stuff. It's 25% off of that. That doesn't end until Tuesday midnight. So jump on over, go to juliaroystonstore.com, put in Royston Thankful, and get 25% off everything that's in my store. From books to information to ebooks to music. Christmas Miracle. Yeah, I'm ready. It's starting to spin now. And then on Tuesday, speaking of Miss AJ Houston, I have been privileged to partner with the showcase of HBCUs, and as well as some other phenomenal organizations. I've done it 2 years in a row now. We partner with providing books and backpacks and school supplies. It's been a phenomenal event. The members of the Divine Nine have been incredible volunteers to pack up everything, and all of her access to partners has been a training and a tooling experience. BK Royston Foundation is about a year and a half old. It will be 2 years old on June 23rd. So I'm always honored and privileged to learn from the best. So the BK Royston Foundation Giving Tuesday, if you would like to contribute or donate to that, as of today, we have donated 1,310 books, backpacks, and school supplies. You can help us in that effort. There are children whose parents are not able to purchase books, and I know you say, well, they can get it from the public library. Yeah, but then they got to return them to public library. They don't have an actual collection in their house. So we've been helping to support that, as well as partner with many other organizations, as well as Title I schools. So that's what BK Royston Foundation does. Secondly, we issued a scholarship this year for an HBCU nursing student. I know that there might be other nursing students who need help, but I wanted to service a nursing student in honor of my sister-in-law. Gina Ann Royston, who, may not get a lot of the federal funding that other schools get, or have the alumni associations that pour heavily into schools. So we gave our first nursing student, along with my niece, Dr. Kendra Royston, and Stupid Science. We partnered together to give her $500 and a laptop. So take a look at bkroystonfoundation.org, the phenomenal young woman that we were able to support. And we look forward. The application session should open again in January. We wish to close it in April and issue another nursing student, HBCU nursing student. So if you know of that, Miss AJ, pass that word along. The application will be ready to go out in January, and we'll issue another $500 and a laptop for an HBC nursing student. I'm looking forward to that. It was a wonderful process. And Kendra and I had a wonderful, Dr. Kendra Royston, excuse me, had a wonderful time going through that process, and it was well-deserving student, as there were a lot of applicants. So it was a wonderful thing. So bkroystonfoundation.org. I am an official. It is a official 501c3. You will get a donation letter to write off your taxes. So hit me up. You can make a donation at bkroystonfoundation.org. You can donate via PayPal, or we do take Cash App. Look on my Facebook page and go to the BK Royston Foundation Facebook page as well. And we appreciate any of your donations. There are pictures on the Facebook cover of children that we have supported, and all the other organizations that have participated, as well as when you go to bkroystonfoundation.org, you're able to see the organizations that we partnered with and the information that we've done there. So super excited. Speaking of children and children's books, if you're wanting to write one, I'm having a 4-week boot camp that starts January 6th, 2022. Yep, I'm on the move. I'm ready for the crossover already. We start January 6th. It's just 4 weeks. Go to childrensbookbootcamp.com to find out more information on how you can participate. Get the year jump started. By the time the fall comes for 2022, you'll be ready to be able to sell your book to people, as well as organizations and schools around the country. So let's get in the boot camp. Let's write some great children's books. I have really enjoyed being on the Black Child Book Fair tour with Mr. Gerald Harvey. It has been very, very successful, very profitable. And so I am going to help those who are interested in writing a children's book. Think we need to talk about illustrations. We need to talk about themes. We need to talk about writing a book for diverse audiences, a larger audiences. And we've got a lot to do. So the 4-week boot camp is for serious people who are wanting to write a successful, serious children's book. Go to childrensbookbootcamp.com. I'm already on the move. Coming up at 10 a.m. in just a short period of time. I had a lot to talk about today, so I'm running into it. Live your best life on envision-radio.com. I have a wonderful guest, Mr. Brian Anderson, the author of B. Anderson, who is my guest. And find out more about him coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 3 p.m. West Africa time. You can listen in at envision-radio.com, or the apps, or our app at Google Play Store. Download it. Sorry, we don't have iTunes yet. Android. Yay, Tim Android. Anyway, Simple Radio, AudacityTuner.com, MyTuner Radio.garden, Get Me Radio, Media You, we're everywhere you want to be. And then coming up after that is Miss Cheryl Underwood with Spiritual Nourishment at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. She has a shout out line. So if you want to leave her a positive message, or shout out your church, shout out your pastor, shout out your city and state, at 1-855-743-7951 or 1-85-Cheryl1. So I love you all and appreciate all of your support that you've been given to me and Brian Royston and BK Royston Publishing and Royal Media and Publishing, the Book Business Bosses, all of my coaching, all of my courses, all of my books. Oh, it's been incredible. Even in a pandemic, I still think we're in one. Even in a pandemic, you all have really reached out, and we're here to serve you as we move forward in 2022. Now, for all of my contact information in the bottom left hand corner, solo.to/Julia A. Royston. I highly recommend that you have at least one place where you can get contacts with all facets of you. So that's where my social media is, email, all my stores, all my websites, everything is on a one sheeter right there. So that links to all of my links. So solo.to/Julia A. Royston. Any more comments? Ah, good morning, good morning, good morning to Richie. Hey, Hannah, how are you, love? I will. I'll send you the link to the application, AJ. I will. Thank you. Oh yeah, Kalina. Yeah, no, I know you right on in there. The crossover, you're retired. Just ask God where you want me to be and what you want me to be doing. I know He definitely has the answer. So I'm gonna get on out of your way. You got 4 minutes to head over in vision-radio.com with my interview with Mr. Arthur B. Anderson. You all be blessed. I love you all. My prayer always, today, tomorrow, and always, that you live your best life. Be blessed. Have a great week. Bye bye.